If there is something we can all definitely agree is that 2020 was a very awful year for everyone, because most of us were pretty much obligated in spending most of our time in our homes quarantined trying to do something productive while the world was going to a spiral of bad shit happening every single month. But in the middle of this pseudo end of the world happening, something appeared on the internet that made our lives more bearable. Vtubers or virtual YouTubers became this big boom that overtook our community in the last few months, since the number of anime airing last year was so limited that most people had to fill that empty space into watching Vtubers, and once you get into the rabbit hole, there's no way back. But what's a Vtuber in the first place? A Vtuber is basically a real person using a virtual avatar, usually anime themed, to create online content. And for the last months I've been watching Hololive streams, memes, you name it. I wanted to talk about Hololive for a while, and I know that this video is gonna be another echo chamber because this topic has been talked to death. But you know what? I don't even care. I want to show my appreciation for VTubers, so let's jump into it. Back in the old days of 2016, Kizuna Ai, who is considered by many the first VTuber, reached approximately 1 million subs by the end of 2017, which is really impressive to hit those numbers in less than 2 years. It's very apparent that Kizuna Ai and pretty much any VTuber has some influence from Japanese idol groups and virtual characters from Vocaloid such as Hatsune Miku. And Kitsune Ai is essentially the combination of these two concepts. It's a computer-generated pop star but with a more human element, and instead of a real idol, we have a virtual one. After the success of Kitsune Ai, many other VTubers appeared in the scene like Kageluna or Sido, trying to emulate the same success. And all of this led to create a huge community in Japan to the point of oversaturation. Despite all of this, the whole VTuber scene popularity has remained only within Japan. For most of us, everything we knew was that Kitsune Ai and VTubers were this huge thing in Japan, and the technology behind it was very innovative, but that would be pretty much the extent of it. But something happened where the whole VTuber scene changed into what we know today. Okay, see this clip?
Fuck you!
Fuck you! Fuck you, fuck you! Fuck you!
This clip went viral and all of that, but what if we could take this clip and make it an entire genre about it?
Sit on the beach! Fuck! Good morning, motherfuckers! Holy shit, motherfuckers! Yeah! Fuck you!
Shitposting, streamings, memes, the VTuber scene has suffered an entire transformation. At the epicenter of all of that, we have Hololive. So, what is Hololive? Hololive is simply, you know what? How about if we let the CEO of Hololive, the man himself, to answer this question?
我々はどちらかというと AKB さんのようなグループでライバーを運営しているそういった会社になります。
No, 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 no.
You have to find Joe who? Joe
Hololive is essentially a talent agency for VTubers owned by a Japanese company called Covercore, whose CEO is Motoaki Tanigo, also known as Jago in the community. Hololive has become the backbone of the VTuber community. While Kizuna Ai is the only VTuber under his parent company, Hololive has many VTubers under them. And now you'll tell me that, alright, they are popular and all of that, but what's the charm about them? What makes them different from what we normally see in regular idol culture? Alright, there's only one way to answer that question. 2D is better than 3D. Yeah, I said it. Shut the fuck up. To better explain what's behind their success, I'll tell you how I've discovered and entered the rabbit hole. Everything started at the end of the last year with some random clips of VTubers appearing in my YouTube recommendations, with videos of VTubers speaking in really cute broken English and saying the N-word. And then you suddenly realize that your homepage is full with clips and streams of Hololive, and thus my descent to the never-ending rabbit hole began. The ones that got me was Kiryu Coco doing meme reviews and Korone saying "Yubi Yubi" while playing Limbo.
Hey! Yay! Yubi yubi!
But the VTubers I see the most are from Hololive EN, which I'll get much into them later. They debuted around last September, and since they speak English, they're easier to understand than having to mentally translate what the Japanese VTubers are saying with your limited vocabulary learned from years of anime consumption. Fortunately, there are people who take these streams edit them with subtitles and make them into short-length videos for easier viewing, and they do all of this so people who couldn't watch the full stream can see at least the highlights or the funniest moments. Can we get a round of applause? These lads deserve it, and I'm not gonna lie to you, trying to keep up with every single stream is so goddamn hard. 2 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, 12. There are literally a huge number of VTubers that it's impossible to watch all of them and be up to date. And even if we remove the whole avatar thing, we have to acknowledge that many VTubers are really talented in what they do with their own personalities and appeal. Some of them are acting more like a character, and some of them like to put more of their real personality in their character. Because you have times where they talk a little about how was their life before being a VTuber, childhood stories, their aspirations and everything. So there's a combination between the character and their real persona. Regardless of what they do, all of them have found a way to be entertaining, whether it be drawing, singing, doing shit, posting reviews, or just being adorable. And I know that some of you might tell me that, alright man, I get it, they're cute and all of that, but why watching a VTuber over a regular YouTuber or streamer? They're just people putting up a high-pitched voice on a mic while trying to be fictional characters, right? The way I see it is that my attachment to them is the same when I like a fictional character from a show, but I respect them as content creators and their capability at being great entertainers. As I said earlier, there is a blur line between the person and the character that sometimes you don't really know if it's real or it's just part of the character. We all know that there is a person behind that avatar. We all know that they're performing a character. Like really, who cares? We have a lolly bunny girl playing as a border crossing immigration officer from a totalitarian regime, and it's so goddamn funny. But look, I could be talking for an hour about how they're so appealing and entertaining, but I think that the best way to understand the appealing of VTubers is by watching them. Okay my man, so how do you start? Should you start by chronological order, release order? How does this work, man? Alright, the good thing is that there is a lot of VTubers to begin with. The bad thing is that it's hard to pick one of them because all of them are the best waifu. My suggestion is to get started with Hololive EN, because for anyone who's an English speaker, that would be a very good gateway into the rabbit hole, as it gives you the idea on how it is watching and experiencing a VTuber. They are 5 members in total, all of them with their own personalities and quirks that over time, you'll find one that'll stand out for you. First we have Mori Calliope, who is a tsundere soul reaper, death god, rapper, and my man, I'm not a big fan of rap music in general, but her songs are bangers. She has an insane talent at making her own music. Next we have Amelia Watson, who is a chaotic, quote-unquote British, time-traveler, toxic gamer who screams like a gremlin every time she dies in a game.
This game! I stand it!
We have Takana Shikiara, who is an energetic chicken. No? A frog? Crow? Seagull? Give me a second. Let me check on the script. Okay, here. A phoenix. A phoenix who is an owner of a cult, an international fast food restaurant. Nino Mae Nanis, who is the most chill and laid back out of all of them, and she's fantastically good at drawing. And last but not least, we have Gargura, a cute lolly shark who will give a serious cause of diabetes if you're not careful. By the time of the recording of this video, it's been 9 months since the debut of Hololive English, and since then, they grew on subscribers and views progressively fast. But in Gura's case, she's on another level. She's the fastest growing Hololive member at this moment, reaching 500,000 subscribers in just a few weeks from their debut. Aside from that, we have the already established members of Hololive Japan, with 5 generations of VTubers with lots of girls with different personalities, lore, and dynamic relationships between each other. I'm not going to go through all of them because that would take forever to get over it, so in my own personal preference and in no particular order, I'll be mentioning some VTubers that you may find interesting. Inugami Korone was the first VTuber I've actually encountered on YouTube, and well, this is stating the obvious, but she's so cute, oh my god. She has a sweet and goofy personality and her streams are usually wholesome, but my goodness, they're insanely long. Korone is known for her endurance streams where she live streams the same game for extended periods of time, like 5 to 12 hours. There was this time where she was playing this retro game for hours on end, and one of the comments in the chat told her to go to bed, and she answered with the cutest no I ever heard in my life.
No. No.
Therefore, if you want to purify your soul from the darkness of this world and want to hear cute noises, Korone is a really good choice. Honestly, we can turn this into a religion. Rusia. Although she's soft-spoken, kind, innocent, and panics real easily, Rusia sometimes turns into this enraged beast whenever she's having a hard time playing. So yeah, she has a pure anger management skills. Aside of that, her voice range is really wide. I mean, she has the potential of being a death metal singer. Hachama. If I had to summarize Hachama's videos into 2 words, it would be peak content. There's a stream where she reacted to her own loots that different artists on the internet drew for her. An anime girl reacting to her own loots. If this is not quality content, then I don't know what it is. And it doesn't end there. There's this other stream where she asked her viewers to send her their feed videos so she can review them herself. Or this other time where she cooked ramen with a spider on it and ate it. Seriously, who does that? Hachama is a chaotic force of nature and energy that Hololive needs. She first started as your typical tsundere and then slowly turned into that. One of the best things she made was making her own backstory out of a community meme about Akai Hato and Hachama as different personalities. She took this meme and made it into an elaborate creepypasta about her origin story.
Hell no!
Kiryu Koko. Kiryu Koko is perhaps the most popular VTuber in Hololive Japan and the most accessible to an international audience since she's very fluent in English and Japanese. She's a 3,500... Okay, let's stop right there for a second. I was editing this video and I've heard that Koko is graduating on 1st of July and I forgot to put that on the video. So, yeah, she's graduating. And I'm very sure that by the time this video is out, she already graduated, so yeah. Back to the video. 500-year-old dragon whose many people believe that she's American or half American due to how she moves her hips.
Those hips are 100% like American or something like that. I have not seen one Japanese woman move like that unless she practiced hella hard. Those are not Japanese hips. No way.
Putting that aside, she's very well known in the community for her show Asakoko, where she goes over the latest news of Hololive, but what caught my attention was her shitposting reviews, where she reviews English Hololive memes with other members of Hololive Japan. It's really interesting how Western humor and slang translates into such a different language and culture that it's Japan. Not only Koko is charismatic, she often pushes the boundaries of what VTubers can do on YouTube.
What the fuck is a feet compilation? Can I get Kiryu Koko feet compilation? What the fuck is a feet compilation? The only compilation I know from X videos is a cream pie compilation.
And this is how I got into VTubers. They are not the most insightful intellectual content on YouTube, but they're definitely entertaining and interesting. Sometimes I feel like I'm watching a comedic slice of life anime, but with the difference of them being in a space between what's an anime character and a real life person that allows them to be creative and explore ideas that falls into an entire new genre of entertainment. The VTuber concept went so popular that even big YouTubers like PewDiePie and Pokimane made some videos with VTuber avatars. And I'm not even surprised, 7 out of 10 of the world's super chat streamers are VTubers. And at the top was Coco, earning $810,000 since her debut and $134,000 average per month alone, without including revenue streams. Stonks, baby! And whether the hype for VTubers is going to die down or not, one thing is really sure, and is that they're here to stay as a new subgenre in the anime community with infinite hours of of entertainment, which content is not centralized under one channel. You have the Hololive main channel, the individual channels of each member, and it's not even Hololive alone. You have other VTuber companies such as Nijisanji, independent VTubers, numerous highlight channels. Everything is attached into this big machinery of what is the YouTube algorithm. That's why it's called the rabbit hole, because there is so much stuff that again, it's impossible to watch everything. And even if that's the case, that doesn't stop the millions of whips dropping cash like the Wolf of Wall Street. So why are people giving massive amounts of money to have their chat read by a streamer with an anime avatar? Pretty simple, because it's a sign of appreciation for the content the streamer does, because it made you have a good time and kept you entertained. I haven't paid any penny to any of the VTubers I watched. I consider myself more of a casual viewer who watched VTubers from time to time. The boom of VTubers came at the right place at the right time, when people had to find ways to find a little bit of happiness, and honestly, whether it's Hololive, independent VTubers, they certainly did and do pretty well. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And while I was finishing on editing this video, I realized that there's an upcoming second generation of Hololive English. So wow, that looks pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. As always, if you like this video, press the like button and subscribe, and see you guys in the next video.